Have you ever wondered what would happen if the US dollar suddenly disappeared? The very currency that drives the global economy, forming the backbone of policies set by governments, corporations, and banks around the world. What if it collapsed? How would the world cope? In 2025, we stand at a critical crossroads. America's global dominance is showing signs of strain. The flames of the trade war have reignited. Donald Trump, once proud to call himself a master dealmaker, now finds himself cornered in a game where every move seems to backfire. The S&P 500 index, long considered a barometer of the U.S. economy, lost a staggering $2.5 trillion in a single day, sending shockwaves through markets and leaving investors reeling. But this story goes beyond just America. Behind the curtain, China has been quietly making strategic moves. And now it's striking. Instead of responding to U.S. tariffs with more trade restrictions, China has opened a new front, a currency war. Beijing has ordered that international trade be conducted in yuan, not dollars. In essence, China is directly attacking the foundation of U.S. economic power, the dollar. Meanwhile, President Trump is pressuring the Federal Reserve to slash interest rates in an emergency effort to stimulate the economy. But with inflation rising and the dollar already weakening, such a move could deepen the crisis. And that's exactly what we're seeing. The bond market is in turmoil, the dollar continues to fall, and gold prices are surging. Today, more than 120 countries are engaged in trade with China. From the rising powers of Asia to the developing nations of Africa, from Australia's supply chains to the industries of Eastern Europe, and even the distant markets of Latin America, China's global trade volume has now surpassed $6.1 trillion. This figure has overtaken that of longtime leader, the United States, marking the beginning of a profound global shift. China is no longer just a trade superpower. It is now actively leading the charge to de-dollarize the world. At one point, 83% of international transactions were conducted in US dollars. Today, that share has fallen below 40%. The yuan is slowly but steadily emerging as a new global currency, and with it, the language of the world's economic future is beginning to change. Meanwhile, the United States is facing internal decline. The once thriving middle class, the backbone of the American economy, is under increasing strain. For the average citizen, making ends meet is becoming more difficult. Rising import costs are squeezing the domestic market, while U.S. industries are entangled in a worsening supply chain crisis, crippling both production and trade. Despite repeated assurances from leaders like Trump that everything is fine and a recession is not on the horizon, the data tells a different story. Economic indicators are flashing red, and the statistics paint a picture of a nation in trouble. All major economic indicators are pointing in one direction. America is heading toward a recession, and the situation is growing more serious by the day. If a recession hits the U.S., its effects won't be confined to American borders. The impact will ripple across the globe. As the world's largest economy stumbles, global trust and trade may begin to shift, away from the United States and toward China, which has already positioned itself as a dominant force in international commerce. China is not just expanding trade, it's revolutionizing the financial system. By integrating its cross-border payment infrastructure with blockchain technology, China is insulating itself from foreign pressure and U.S. sanctions. This marks a crucial step toward financial self-reliance. Beijing is actively working to make the yuan a globally accepted currency, eliminating the need to depend on any external country or institution. The ultimate goal is clear: to break free from the dollar-dominated system and establish a new financial order, one entirely under China's control. As a result, countries and businesses trading with China may soon be compelled to use the yuan instead of the dollar. If this trend takes hold globally, it could signal the beginning of the end for the dollar's supremacy. Such a shift would deliver a major blow to American dominance. After all, the dollar is not just a currency, it's the backbone of U.S. global influence. But if the world embraces the yuan, that foundation could be permanently shaken. Following the lead of China and Russia, India is now also pushing for trade in local currencies rather than the US dollar. Currently, nearly 90% of the trade between India and Russia is conducted in rupees and rubles. In the fiscal year 2023-24, Trade between the two nations reached $65 billion. Of that, India exported just $4 billion while importing goods worth $61.4 billion. The strategic intent behind this shift is to reduce dependency on the US dollar and strengthen bilateral trade ties. If this trend continues, it could seriously challenge the dollar's dominance in global trade and potentially steer the international financial system in a new direction. Meanwhile, China's digital yuan has already made significant inroads. It has been used in international transactions worth $724.90 billion, accounting for 54.3% of China's total cross-border trade. This is a substantial achievement, positioning the digital yuan as a growing medium of exchange in global commerce. This move marks a pivotal shift. China's digital currency is not only becoming a prominent tool in trade with its partners, but is also setting the stage for a redefinition of financial relationships with the US and other Western nations. Beijing also plans to extend the use of the digital yuan to more countries, especially those eager to escape the grip of dollar dependence. All signs point toward an expanded role for the yuan in the digital currency ecosystem. Moreover, China's initiative may encourage other nations to promote their own digital currencies. This could spark a broader transformation in global trade, with local and digital currencies playing increasingly central roles, replacing the dollar's once unquestioned supremacy. Amid this financial reshuffling, gold has soared past $3,400 per ounce, a record high. But this isn't just a number, it's a powerful symbol of the growing uncertainty and instability in the global economic system. The surge in gold prices has become more than just a market trend. It's a clear signal of shifting confidence in the global economy and a reflection of the changes that may lie ahead. As uncertainty grows, investors are increasingly turning to gold, viewing it as a safe, stable, and long-term asset. This rise underscores a deeper truth. The world is entering a period where the global financial system is in need of transformation. With ongoing trade wars, rising inflation, and persistent supply chain disruptions, traditional economic structures are under pressure. In response, people are seeking more resilient and dependable ways to safeguard their financial future. In many ways, the soaring price of gold mirrors the anxieties of our time. It symbolizes not just caution, but a collective shift towards seeking security amidst instability. And now, the question is no longer just where we are, but whether we're standing at the threshold of a new financial era. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Stay connected with us for more updates and insights on the changing world economy. Thank you for watching.